Hey everybody, I made this video, or I meant to make this video, I should say, when Drake Maye completed his first preseason game where he was 2 of 3 for, I believe, 49 yards and was royally outplayed by Joe Milton, who had no business falling down to what? Fourth round pick. And yet he played like the first rounder I and a number of other people believed he should have been. I have not seen a performance from Drake Maye to convince me that he needs to start over Jacoby Brissett. I have not seen that. And I believe, as I look, I'm one of the people who said that Drake Maye was a bust, drafted that high. I don't believe that he was worth being the third person picked, the third quarterback picked. I felt it was more of a statement account of like, well, we want to make sure we have a white guy so we don't piss off our traditional fans. That's an insult to traditional fans. Traditional fans want someone who can play football. That's why Justin Fields was so popular in Chicago and really did very well. But it was the Bears' overall performance and how they got along, or really didn't really get along well, with their number one pick in Justin Fields. And so Justin Fields found what I hope turns out to be a better home for him in Pittsburgh. And it sounds like, by all accounts, it could be, just that place. Okay. But we're at a place now where passing games rule the day, high school, college, and pro. Many high school quarterbacks come out of college with some basic understanding of what we call the Bill Walsh offense is: steps, footwork, timing, throwing on time, throwing with respect to progressions, first receiver, second, third, and with respect to a location of a key. In one instance, it might be the free safety or strong safety or cornerback or linebacker, especially if it's a read option. Look at what the Kansas City Chiefs have done. So all of that is taught by a number of schools in college and in high school, even if they're simplified. Okay, so with all of that, it's reasonable to believe that any quarterback, regardless of how that quarterback looks, is going to perform well. And people down south get it, regardless of color. The integration here is a lot deeper and more integrated than you, as a person much older, may realize. Or even if you're much younger and don't get around much and have an assumption about the South, get rid of it. All right? So now people just expect the quarterback to play well. Period. Drake Maye has his fans. But as a person who was not a fan because of what I saw on tape, and frankly, my feeling that Drake Maye was overhyped from the start. And here you're going to put this man in this position to do what you say he can do, but in point of fact, he might not be able to do. They did that with Will Levis because the problem with both Will Levis and Drake Maye is that they both played in air raid offenses. And you learn a lot of bad habits in passing. Not as much attention to footwork. A lot of looking for and throwing the deep ball. And not being surgically precise about how the deep ball is thrown with respect to how the throw is made, the steps, the receiver position, and so on. You're just literally throwing it. And there's a lot of that. There's a lot of just throwing. Sure, it may be from 4 wide receivers or 5 wide receivers, but a lot of the passing is not precise. And so they bring these bad habits into the NFL, And for the most part, those bad habits are not corrected. Drake Maye has a gigantic wind-up. He goes back and he winds it up. And that is going to get him intercepted. I think Jared Mayo and company saw that. They saw they still need to work on them. They saw they needed to work out the kinks, the air raid-born kinks in Drake Maye's game. His wind-up throw has got to stop. He's got to learn to throw it from just behind the ear forward, not the wind-up. And he does it when he's under pressure all the time, and it's going to get him and the Patriots in trouble unless they do something about it. And the smart thing that they did was to not start him. Not start him. They need to work on him. They also need to work on Joe Milton because Joe is a better prospect than Drake Maye. Straight out. That is a thoroughbred the Patriots have on the sidelines there. And not using him is going to come back to haunt them in some kind of way because they're going to need him. He's not going to be prepared, and they're not going to get the best out of him. And then they're going to make commentary about him that's not true as a way of saving themselves. I can see that day coming. I can see that day coming. All right? So that's my take on Drake Maye and that quarterback situation with the Patriots. Subscribe to Zenny62 on YouTube and bookmark NFL News by Zenny62.com. I'll see you.